Damn hot here in Florida. Just got back from the state of Virginia after a week working with suppliers, clients, and family. So got a couple of very important calls. We're ready to close on a major, in my world, a mega deal. That's taking months. Due diligence has been about 4 months. We're on our third round of due diligence and documents. And now the buyer is ready to close. So 2 things were raised by the seller. First time seller, seller's retiring, and 2 major items that he's distraught about that are not really major issues. It's just standard. And one of them is working capital. The seller is looking at working capital as if it's a negative off his purchase price. It's not. It's not. I'm not a lawyer. I understand the overall concept of what working capital is and how it affects the buyer and the seller. But that's something that the seller, who has a professional sale team, attorneys, tax accountants, and so on, and their own CFO in-house, should explain to the seller what this all means in the big picture. And as my brother always reminds me, a lot of people, especially sellers, they look at themselves as more as non-business people, non-lawyers. However, they have an engineering aptitude and experience. So instead of looking at the whole donut, they're looking at the whole. The second huge clause that he's getting all upset about is indemnity clause. That's standard. And these these buyers, these are professional buyers. We're talking players that are in the billion range. And they have professional people that just do the due diligence, that just do the legal aspect of it, that are so focused on the potential, the acquisition, and the potential of this business after the acquisition. It's all positive. The seller doesn't understand that there's risks, and those risks are usually on the buy side. So how do you reduce your risk as a seller? Easy. E&O insurance, errors and omissions. It's as easy as that. And instead of going around with the inexperience of trying to negotiate with a buyer that's already ready to go and ready to close, they should be talking to their sell side team, their accountants, their attorneys, and getting all that information from them. So I just wanted to share that this is what I returned to. Something that our client is the buyer. The seller, who knows me, who trusts me, basically asks questions, and I always recommend that they talk to their team. And that's the reason why I highly recommend, at any time that you're thinking about buying or selling, especially selling your business, you have the team that you trust, that have the experience, that understand the logical process of selling a business. The seller, 99% of the time, has never sold a business. And they just don't understand that there's a process, there's a system, and there's professionals involved. And that's the reason why they receive these fees. But most of all, you have to understand, don't upset a fantastic, qualified buyer, because you could blow up this deal. So this is just another example of going through a process that sellers should really take into consideration, and not only call Rock, but the bottom line is you need to talk to your team. You need to talk to your team that's looking at your situation on behalf of you and handling the engagement of the fiduciary duty of your advisors. I get pretty pumped up about this, but I'd hate to see a deal fall apart just because of a misunderstanding of two very basic clauses, and that's all it takes is a couple phone calls to understand the situation. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'll continue on my walk, and you'll be hearing from me again very soon. I'm back on track, back in the market. I'll be going to the Midwest once again, talking to clients, buyers, sellers, meeting with family. And my next situation is becoming a board of directors candidate for multiple operations, and that's where I'm headed. So God bless. I'll see you in the market. Rock LaManna, rocklamanna.com, ROCKLAMANNA. And if you ever need a glossary of terminology of M&A advisors without calling an attorney, but at least getting the understanding of it, you could always Google it. You could always go to AI. This is all free information. It's all out there. But once again, Rock LaManna, I have a glossary that it could be downloaded. Take a peek at it. Download it. It's yours. It's free. If you have any questions, give me a shout, or I could help you, refer you to experienced, knowledgeable attorneys, tax accountants, advisors, and so on. So once again, God bless. I'll see you soon.